This is my second video for my channel, my newly developed channel, Logical Truth, which pretty much is going to primarily focus on, men's issues as it relates to um, feminism and, male-female relationships, etc. Um, I know a lot of you have heard of Tommy Sotomayor. He's one of the more popular black YouTubers. He's been spanning for quite some time now throughout the years on YouTube. He's had several channels that have, gone up and down, and some of them have been canceled, of course. And his main focal point is directed at, black women and how they make terrible decisions as it relates to who they date and who they choose to, spread their legs and procreate with. And I just get really frustrated at my fellow American men, especially black men, who just don't seem to get it. Um, that in this country, you have to understand that because of the fact that things have gotten so bad over the past, especially the past 10 years, um, when it comes to dating women, let me point some things out to you here. Lesbianism has gone up dramatically over the past 10 years. I worked, of course, as a Uber driver, and I've noticed, in San Francisco, for example, I've noticed some of the finest women. I mean, I had this one white girl get in my car. She was like on the same level, if not finer than Shania Twain in her prime. And guess who she was with? She was with uh, a dyke who looked like Justin Bieber. I was so pissed off, and I'm a black man, so I'm thinking like, could you imagine being a white man and you see some shit like that? I mean, things have just gotten so worse, so much, so bad. Um, my grammar's not going to be perfect, this is, I'm kind of new to developing YouTube videos, so things are not going to be perfect. So I'm just letting y'all know that right now, but I'm going to do the best I can, and just let it roll. But like I've said, this video right here is obviously dedicated to all the men out there, but specifically black men, because we have it pretty bad, um, because not only do we have to compete with you know um, lesbians, you got the thug dudes, you know, and I've come to the realization that we as men in this country, whether we're black, white, whatever, complaining about the women in this country is just not going to do you no good, man, because the ball is in their court. They know that everything is in their favor. And the reason why it's like that is um, because of the rise of mental illness, like I said, lesbianism, materialism. Um, Obviously, you have other dudes who you have to compete with that come into this country for work, because they're going to be eyeing the females when they get here, which is why, like for example, Israel, they kicked they kicked a lot of the blacks, the Africans that came into that country out, unless they were pretty much married with a child, because they didn't want to say it obviously, but you don't want hella dudes coming to your country trying to bust up in your women and shit and procreating, um, because a country like Israel, they're not a very populated country. There's only like 12 to 14 million people there. So you let a few hundred thousand African dudes coming up in there, and obviously they're gonna want to they're going to want to get their dick wet. And who do you think they're going to look at? They're going to be eyeing your women. So, uh, hey, in a way, I kind of don't blame them. I'm just being real. I'm a realist. I consider myself to be a realist even more so than a black man. I'm keeping 100, but I'm just as frustrated, if not more so, with the men in this country than the females because you have to understand the way that nature is created and intended. If you don't like the women or the females in a particular geographical region, it is you are bound by nature to, you know, disperse. For example, in the animal kingdom, when a lion um, when a lion is not uh, satisfied with the other lions in his domain, for example, when the females get too old to breed, what a lion will do is he will leave those females alone and he will go in search of a different territory to breed with females that are outside the pride. Because, like I said, those females have either gotten too old to breed with, or obviously some of them are their daughters, so they obviously don't want to, have, inbreed and have fucked up offspring. So that's just the way nature is programmed. And some dudes get it, some dudes don't. Now this dude, Tommy Sotomayor, in this video, I'm going to show you him voices frustration out on black women because of their uh, decision making in terms of courtship. But it's like your words are falling on deaf ears, Tommy Sotomayor and other guys like you, because you got to realize that you can say whatever you want to, but it's like at the end of the day, these females know that they're gonna have a Tyrone or a Jerome or Junebug to go fucking suck damn near anytime they want to. Like you live in a country where women who are 5'3" and weigh 300 pounds and look toe up from the flow up, they can still get some dick. We live in probably the worst country on earth in terms of dating options. And I'm gonna go ahead and roll this clip.
I know the women out there are not going to like me, or excuse me, the feminists are not going to like me. But for all you true women out there, you know what you need to do right now? Not only give a round of applause for Joe Jerovicius, but maybe start giving more of your pussy and your time to men like Joe, who actually go out and take care of his family, who actually sacrifices himself for what he thinks is important. Than you do the guy with the tattoos on his face. That guy who gets most pussy in the black community because he a thug, because he got tattoos everywhere, because he been to jail. That dude gets easy access to the majority of women. That dude is the type of guy that they want out there right now. Him and the soy boys. And they're no different. How many?
Now, as we all know, this has been the same old spiel for, you know, for the past, 15, 20 plus years, ever since hip hop and the hip hop culture and the thug culture has obviously played a heavy influence as far as uh, courtship, especially in the Latino and African American community is concerned. But it's just not going to do any good. I mean, these women who hear you speaking like this, I mean, it all makes logical sense. Don't get me wrong, you make some valid points, my brother, but you have to understand, like, I'm about to say something right now that no other black man, at least that I've heard, has said. You have to understand that the main reason why these women fall in love with these thugs is because you got to understand that a vast majority of them, they have their fathers were thugs and their mamas were pretty much thug misses. So in other words, it's in their DNA. So there's nothing that you could do or say that's gonna change it, dude. Nothing. That's like the equivalency of putting a goat inside a cage with two hungry ass tigers and then expecting the tigers to just, you know, just look at the goat and dismiss it. Like, what do you think's gonna happen? The fucking tigers are gonna, no matter how much you beg and pray and plead, those tigers are gonna fucking devour the fuck out of that goat. You know what I'm saying? In the realm of dating and courtship, it pretty much comes down to you being able to mesh with a female, you know, from a psychological aspect and, just um, coinciding with her, uh, whether it be physiological or, you know, psychological. Um, because if you don't mesh with a woman's mindset, then unless you're hella rich or famous, then, you know, chances are she's just not going to be down with you like that. And I'm just so frustrated why guys like Tommy Sotomayor and so many other black men that think that they can beg and plead with these women not to spread their legs for these thug dudes, man. You crazy. Because it's not going to happen. Let me go roll some more clips.
If you guys have started to figure out the soy boys and the thug boys, there's no difference. They're the same. If you take a look and you think about it, they're the same. Now, I'm not saying all gay people are soy boys, and I'm not saying all people who say that they thugs are.
And that's another reason why a lot of guys, have a hard time out here, because a lot of these women, they don't really want a real man no more. They want either thugs, gangsters, um, a lot of them like gay dudes now. but I'm at the point in my life, I'm 37 years old, and I'm at the point where, bitching and crying and complaining ain't gonna do shit. Um, I'm ready to just be like, get the hell up out of this country. That's what I'm focusing on, because from what I've been hearing, from so many, guys who have gotten out of this country and, you know, found love and happiness with foreign women. Right now, if you're an American man, you have a way greater chance of finding love and happiness with foreign women than you are with American women, because, the numbers are just not in our favor. And see, women know that. And I just don't know what it's going to take. But I'm going to keep making these videos. For those of you who like it, hit the like button, subscribe. I know that this video wasn't perfect. Like I said, I'm new, but the best is yet to come, and I'm out.